As I was listening to Jerron tell about my body and the stuff that I had done, I instantly went to the space of prayer, thanking God for what that I was able to do and continue to do. Because what you didn't know is about the time where I failed college algebra, the time where my grandfather died, the jobs that I applied to but didn't get it, the story of how I went down to Morehouse with both of my parents, and when I came back home for Thanksgiving break, my parents were broken up. I'm a storyteller, that's what I identify as. My books, my short film, my YouTube videos are all reflections and manifestations of storytelling. And in order to be a great storyteller, I'm very deep reflective, always thinking about what worked, what didn't work, how did I get here? And one thing that I've come to understand about my life and a lot of people's life is there are three main principles in order to achieve anything. And so if this was a church service and I had to give this inspirational experience a title, I would call it Living the Lit Life. Repeat after me, say living the lit life. Thank you so much. The three things that I think that it takes in order to be successful that I've come to understand. First, you have to have a goal, a dream, a wish, an intention. Those are words that I would use interchangeably. When I went down to Morehouse, my goal was to secure a degree. I just wanted to graduate. There were some guys I went down there, I said, what is it you're trying to do, bro? I'm just ready to graduate. They would say, man, I'm just here to network. Man, I'm just here to meet girls. Man, I'm just here to party. But for me, the goal was to secure the degree. You can take a student, put them in the best institution, give them the best professors. You can take someone who's overweight, give them the best dietitian and a workout plan. But until they make up in their mind what the goal is, they'll fall short. So as each of you guys are on the beginning of your journey, I encourage you to write up the goal. What is it that you want to do at Morehouse or Spelman for us adults and recent graduates, our lives? What is it that we're trying to do? After you have the goal, it's important that you have the right mindset. Now you may say, well, Chris, if I have the right goal, doesn't that mean that I have the right mindset? Not necessarily. Your mindset is everything that you have within yourself to control. This is your capacity, that's what you do. The decisions that you make, the conversation that you entertain, the affirmations that you speak upon yourself. For me, I'm 23 years old, I love drinking, and I love happy hours and brunches. And I said for the month of March, I don't want a single drop of alcohol, I just want to read and write and do blogs on my website. So the goal was clear. The goal was, I don't want to drink, I want to write, I want to read. The mindset where I had to really challenge myself is, I can't be at Blue Cantina, I can't be at brunch. I had to make up in my mind, here's the goal, and I'm going to implement the proper mindset that is conducive to my success. So after you all understand the goal, what it is that you're exactly trying to do, it's important that you implement the proper mindset in order to get there. At Atlanta, at Morehouse, at Spelman, there's a lot of temptations, there's a lot of things. And you're going to have self-discipline in order to say, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do, this is who I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to do. After you have the right goal and the right mindset, the last thing that you have to have, which is so important, are the right friends. The right friends. Hello. One important thing that you have to always remember is you want to surround yourself with people that are conducive for your success. Because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to pull you one way and pull you to the other and tell you to do this and tell you to do that. And it's important that you surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you. Me, I'm an author. When I decided I wanted to write a book, I called my best friend Corbin Sanders. I said, hey man, I think I want to write a book. Corbin could have said, bro, you tripping. But he didn't. He said, you could do that. I think it'll work. Whenever I'm in a bus and I don't know what to do next, I can call Miss Monique. I can say, Miss Monique, brunch was $30 more, can I get a cash out? And she's there for me. She's great, I love her. So when you get down to Morehouse and Spelman, you also don't want to just find great friends. You want to find great mentors, great professors, people that are interested in your investment and are going to root for your rise. So those are three things that it takes to be successful, right? Very simple, a good goal, good mindset, good friends. But then you may say, well, Chris, I have all those things. I have the goal, I have the mindset, I have the friends, but I'm truly not walking in the cusp of what I want to be. And I think that's where it's important that we talk about resistance. When I was at the Jimmy Fallon show, I worked out one time, once. And I went with my roommate, Jesse Kears, who is a senior kinesiology major from Atlanta, Georgia. And Jesse said to me, bro, you trying to work out? And I said, yeah, but let's get it. I went, I had my sneakers, I had my Under Armour, I had my headphones, I had my Lemonade, Beyonce in my ears, I was ready. I love Beyonce, we'll talk about that more later. And so I went to work out, and I picked up the nastiest weight I could find. I was just, the weight was 20 pounds. Jesse comes up to me and says, man, what are you doing? I said, bro, I'm working out. What you think I'm doing working out? He said, well, you're not getting anything done because you're not putting any resistance on your muscles. I said, resistance, kinesiology mind came in. He said, whenever you're working out, in order to get muscles, you have to put so much resistance against your body that you literally break down the muscles in your body system and they rebuild themselves, and that's how your muscles get bigger. In order to get any type of body, burn fat, and muscle, you have to put your body against resistance. And after I went to the treadmill, because I wasn't trying to do all that, I thought about that. I said, that's kind of how life is. Life is when you do absolutely everything you can, and then life, God, whatever you like to call it, puts resistance on to see how bad we really want it. So when people are talking about me, that's resistance. When financial aid says there's no way, that's resistance. When I'm doing my absolute best in the classroom, the professor's not really a friend of mine, that's resistance. When my parents are acting up and not trying to root for me and put me out, that's resistance. And what you'll come to understand is that when you go up against the resistance and you keep going and you keep going and you stay positive, that it's actually going to work. Last point. I'm a huge fan of the Oprah Winfrey Network. That's where I'm trying to work after I finish Boston. And I was watching Super Soul Sunday with Marianne Williamson. And she had a quote where she said, the universe is deeply invested in your self-actualization. I said, ooh, that's deep. That's deep. But when I meditated on that and reflected on it, I said, that's the same thing that the church tells me when we quote Romans 8:28. Anybody go to church this morning? When we said that, that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. That's the same thing that Jordan Sparks was trying to tell me one step at a time. That's the same thing that modern Americans say when they say everything happens for a reason. So I encourage you all to keep going, because you're not going to get it right every time. You're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. But you got to keep going. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to do, it will happen. I know because I'm there. This isn't something that I saw in a movie or a film. This is something that I've lived. When I was growing up, the goal was just that I would graduate from high school. Nobody ever thought I would go to college. Nobody ever thought I was going to publish a book. Nobody thought I was going to go to graduate school. I had never been a Morehouse man in my life. First time I heard about Morehouse, I was 19. Hello. Nobody believed in me. But I can stand here today as a beacon of light to let you all know what is possible for you. So I invite you to entertain this idea, entertain this narrative that you can have the right goal, the right friends, and the mindset, and that you too can live the lit lifestyle. Thank you all so much.